Hi YouTubers. We received the Skywalker trampoline, the SWSA1500 15-foot round trampoline combo. This is box 2 of 2. This is box 1 of 2. We've taken the straps off. We'll open up here momentarily. You will notice that there are spring holes with T-joints and then spring holes with sockets on the end. The T-joint with the socket on the end is right here. It's demonstrated. You'll be able to see that it's actually welded on there. And then you have a T-joint that doesn't have a welded piece on there. And this is where the springs will be going in. So we're going to be connecting those together as shown here again. With the spring holes facing the ground, take the T-joint with the socket on it and this other piece here, which is just the T-joint, take the end and you place it like so. We've started assembly at the top and bottom of the trampoline. Make certain you have the welded boxes on the outside of your curve, not on the inside. Outside of the curve, not on the inside. For each one of the legs, you will be screwing in 2 of these screws. We will repeat this process a total of 6 times. Make sure the hole are in the right spot for the screw. There you go. Make sure the holes are in. There you go.
There you go. You can do it. Great. Where's the other one? Good. Which one's the hardest? Oh God.
Now you should have a completed trampoline base. Place the tarp in the middle of your construction and you will see the warning tags on one side, and there should be some warning tags on the other side too, right here.
There's 2 entrances?
Those will be the entry points for your first springs, on one warning tag to the other warning tag. So we have now stretched out the mat in between the structure And now it is time for our first springs to go on as such. This is the first spring hole to the left side of the door. You take the first warning sign, V, pull that through, like so. You see, I've got it on the first one to the left, so exactly across, I'm going to be the first one on the right side, or that left. So my next one will go in exactly opposite where that is on the right side. Now this will be on the left side of the T, exactly halfway around from each other. And I'm going to start with the warning tag again. So I'm right here on the left side of this warning tag. Going to slip this in here, pull this to this side. Voila. The next step, I'm going to count 24 over.
21, 22.
23, 24. This will be my next entry point. Just as we counted 24 spring slots over, we need to count 24 of these hooks over to the same spot. So now we've got, if you look over there, 24 over to this one, should be 24 over to that one, and then we're going to go directly across so that we have 4 in, and then you'll continue to place the springs in opposite of each other by 24. Okay, so we've got the final of the 4 in. So we've got all 4 opposite sides, exactly 24 holes separate. Now we're going to go in and go opposites on each side and move all the way around. You will notice we've now got about 1 spring next to each T on here. We're going to continue to just go back and forth opposite so that we have this well stretched out. When setting these springs in, make certain that this is going through the corresponding hole, because if it doesn't, then you're going to have to reset the spring. So you'll see that these are going to go through the net. You take a spring, slide the smaller hole in, stretch, and there you go. One, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Final 2 springs. All right, now if you look around, you'll be able to see all the springs are now in. Now it's time to take the blue tarp, the frame pad, and place it along the frame. Ashley, you want to help out?
Yeah!
All right. Boys, grab a side and walk it around. Okay, and if you notice, coming underneath, there are straps. There's an outer strap here that you tie around, and then there's an inner strap right here that you will tie inside these loops right there. We're going to go through and do that to the entire trampoline. When placing the frame mat, make certain that you've got this part laying
Flat down.
flat, and so it fits on the sides of each side. You won't have the same here, but this doesn't have a box. You will see here, this has the box. The next step is to take all these foam pieces and take the remaining bars that you have and slide them on.
Oopsies.
What not to do. Let's take a look and see how bad the damage is. Alright. You will be connecting the straight number 9 to the bent. Okay, you'll notice after you've attached the straight to the curve, obviously we've got something wrong here because you've got two different holes here. This hole with no hole on one side and this hole with a hole on the other side. How you know? These are the caps on the top. The caps have holes on both sides, which means this is correct. This is wrong. And if you look, wrong, wrong, wrong. We're gonna have to redo them all, except for this one. There it is. Sometimes you have dogs from the neighbors coming over.
Daddy, look at me.
Guys, we need to replace all these poles. Come on over. All right, now we have 6 of these, and you'll see that there are 2 holes, one on this side and one on this side of the bend. Okay, now that we've got these 2 poles put together, remember again, this side of the cap on the inside facing your mat, and eventually this is going to go all the way through, connecting the net to the top of the poles. So you see you've got a hole right there in the net. You're gonna line up these 3 holes all together. And then it should go all the way through to the other side. So you'll see we've got all of the net enclosure tops on. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the enclosure closest to the door. Remember, the door is the one here. So we're going to place that up.
And there's the first pole.
We've got one in here. We're going to go right on to the next one.
We have the second pole up. It looks like a little trampoline now.
If you look up here, we'll we have to grab a ladder and tie those together. Okay, so there is the final piece. There are some little safety pieces that you will have to place on underneath here to secure underneath there. We should have a completed trampoline. We bought an additional ladder, which Hunter is taking out now. We also have an additional volleyball and basketball, which we'll be putting on soon, but the kids are ready to jump. So that is it, folks. Enjoy your Skywalker trampoline.
Don't touch the net,
This is the best thing in the world.
actually. Not Fortnite.
So there's the additional basketball that comes along with it, the basketball goal. For years of fun. For your kids and dogs.
A quick intermission. Do, do,